In this video, I'm going to go over the simple page on our new instrument CRE8. If you're familiar with any of our other products, you'll see that this top section looks very familiar. We've got the simple and advanced tab switches. We've got a bypass, so you can bypass the whole layer. You've got a low pass filter cutoff, low pass filter resonance. You also have a high pass filter cutoff and a high pass filter resonance. You've got a main volume meter, octave control, and then a coarse tune for the whole instrument. Now for this instrument, what makes this instrument unique is that it's actually using 4 different sample layers. Each of them is intuitively named 1, 2, 3, and 4. This instrument will cycle through all 4 of these layers in that order, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then back to 1. You can choose from over 675 different sample sources for each layer, just from this drop-down menu. For each of them, you've got a mute, a solo. You can also bypass it just by hitting this red button there. There's a volume, a pan, a tune. This is a coarse tune, so it goes up 12 and down 12. There's a filter and a resonance. You have plenty of different filter types to choose from. The controls are the same for all of the sample layers. You've got a motion control down here. Now this is where you'll find the cycling parameters. You can turn it on or off from the switch. There's different shapes it can take. So right now it's on a saw, and the amount is, I'll increase it a little bit so we get an idea. So I can change the shape of that cycle. Let's change it to a ramp. By doing that, we can almost get this reverse type of sound. We can change it to pulse. Usually when you're on pulse, you want to make sure the shape is about halfway. And so that's what those do. They change the shape of the cycle and how it's going to cycle through those. Think of it kind of like an envelope for the cycle. Then you've got an amount. This is a cycle amount. So this will determine how much the cycling will affect the playback of all of those. If it's at 0, which would be the same as pretty much taking it off, has no effect. And so what's happening is all 4 layers are playing simultaneously, and you can actually turn it into a pretty nice pad by doing that. So with that in mind, there's actually a few ways to get rid of the cycling. One of them is by turning it on or off from here. Another way is I can turn this on, and then I can take the cycle quick control and I can turn it all the way to the left. And it's off. Or I can turn this there all the way to the right, and then I can take this to 0. So there's a few ways to get rid of it. But if you want to stick to one simple way, you can just use the quick control down here, or you can just turn it on and off. You got the modulation at the very bottom to the right. So you've got mod wheel and aftertouch. You can turn those both on or off. There's an amount for those and a destination. So that's a quick walkthrough on the simple page of CRE8.